I'm Alan Kenny, Editorial Director with REIT.com, and I'm in San Francisco for REITWorld 2013. Joining me for this edition of CEO Spotlight is Roger Waesche of Corporate Office Properties Trust. Roger, I know that obviously the federal government is a big tenant of your company. Give us an idea, how is all the political instability lately affecting your company's operations?
Well, about 70% of the revenues of the company come from the U.S. government defense information technology sector. So we have been caught up in the deficits, debt, and budget issues surrounding the government and all the political malaise that's happened. But interestingly, the impact has been more from an investor sentiment standpoint than it has been from an actual operational fallout. We're tied to unique and differentiating demand drivers. We're tied to national security, high priority programs, and in particular cyber. And thus, we have not really felt the operational impact from the whole government situation. In fact, the most important statistic I can quote you is that the 70% of our portfolio, 94% occupancy in that particular niche. And so we continue to see some challenges, but we've been able to navigate through them, and we think we'll be able to work right through this over the next year or two.
Okay, next couple years, I know the development is one thing that you're working on. Can you give us an idea, the pipeline, what's it going to look like?
Well, for COPT, development is the value creation engine of the company. Today we have 1.3 million square feet under construction. That's 88% pre-leased. We also have a 200,000 square foot development pipeline that's 51% pre-leased. If you take the leasing that we have in place on our development pipeline today, we have $18 million worth of NOI that we'll be putting in place over the next 2 calendar years. And for the development that we've already put into service that isn't leased, we have another $9 million that we think we can create over the next 24 months. We've had a very good several years from a development leasing standpoint. In 2012, we leased 1.2 million square feet of development leasing. That represents about 6% of the square footage of the company. So far in 2013, we've actually leased 700,000 square feet, and we think we'll do a couple 100,000 more square feet before the end of the year. So it's been a really strong period for the company. And as we look forward, we actually have what we call a shadow development pipeline of about 750,000 square feet. That's where we actually have ongoing dialogue with tenants, and in some cases we actually have leases out under negotiation. So we think 2014 and 15 will be good development years for the company.
And Roger, lastly, let's talk about the balance sheet a little bit. How do things stand there?
So the balance sheet has been a high focus priority initiative for the company. Over the last several years, we've actually reduced our leverage by over 700 basis points. The byproduct of that is that we have reduced our secured debt, we've improved our fixed charge coverage, and we've also been able to improve our debt to EBITDA ratio by 1.5 turns. So in the spring of 2013, we were able to go and obtain investment grade ratings from the 3 major rating agencies, S&P, Moody's, and Fitch. And with those ratings, we were then able to access the unsecured bond market. And we've done that 2 times so far this year, totaling $600 million. We issued 10-year debt for an average interest rate of 4.36%. We've also extended out our bank term loans and our line of credit. So going into 2014, we're very comfortable with our balance sheet, and over time we'll continue to deleverage as we can opportunistically.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Roger.
Thank you, Alan.
And for more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to check out REIT.com.